Hello, trail travelers. This is Carrie, and today we're hitting Caribou Creek. Now, this is up near Rainbow Lakes off of Peak to Peak Highway. If you're familiar with where the Switzerland Trail entrance or exit is on the Peak to Peak Highway, it's just right down the street. It's only a couple miles down, and then you follow the signs to Rainbow Lakes. And as you come up, you'll get to this little this fork in the road. It's a fork in the road. And if you go straight, you'll continue to Rainbow Lakes. And if you go left, we'll hit Caribou Creek. Now, I've never done this before, so this is the first time, and we're doing it in the snow. Hopefully, we're going to have some fun. Let's get to it. All right, we're gonna head down the path here. So it is open, which is good. Otherwise, it'd be road closed. We have the sign, Caribou 4-wheel drive route. High clearance 4-wheel drive required. Well, we'll see. Like I said, this is my first time on this particular trail, and we're doing it in the snow, so this could present some challenges to us. Our friend Tommy from Best Top told us that there are some cool switchbacks here that you just have to be a little careful of when they're icy. And I think I might even air down a little bit more if we start getting into some rockier stuff. These are 38-inch Milestar Patagonias, and at like 17, 18 pounds, I don't know, maybe I'm just not, I don't feel like I'm getting the grip that I want, or they're not as soft as I want. And we're gonna try maybe airing down a little bit more if we get into some rougher terrain. But I don't know what this trail is all about, so we're just gonna see what comes ahead, and we'll change plans accordingly. Well, that was kind of fun, going through that little river there. Got about halfway up the axle, so that was definitely fairly deep. Wasn't quite, had no idea how deep that was going to be until I started going through it. So if that's any indication of how Caribou Creek is going to be, today could be a fun day. But look at this view. Oh my gosh. The mountains look gorgeous. You get this big kind of open area over to our right. It would never surprise me if we saw a deer or elk or a moose or something in that area right there.
Yeah, that is different.
I mean, it's actually $1,000 fine to go on the other side of that fence. So don't do that. That would be bad. I mean, that's some fragile ecosystem right there. So we want to keep that protected. Over on the left, we've got some aspen trees. Right now, we're I don't think we're doing too much climbing. We're at 9,733 feet. We'll see how high this trail goes. But so far, I mean, this is just, I mean, it's fun, it's scenic, and it's not real hard. I think, if I remember right, it was All Trails lists this as like a 3 in terms of difficulty. So it shouldn't be too difficult. Well, we got a little pit here we're gonna have to run through. I'm gonna stay on it so we don't get stuck. And we just kind of ran through that, no problem. Sonia's still back there in her bed, enjoying the day with the rest of us. This is definitely a pretty area. I love the pine trees. Well, we found this little clearing here that we pulled off because there's enough room for other vehicles to go by. There's some aspen trees here, absolutely gorgeous. And the pine trees on the other side. I can hear birds up in the distance somewhere. But we figured this would be a great spot to stop for lunch since there's room for other vehicles to go by. Just what a beautiful day. With the sun beating down on me here, it feels so warm. I had to take my jacket off. It just, man, it is just absolutely gorgeous out here. Gotta love Colorado. It is feeling warm on my neck with that sun behind me. It is crazy. But we're gonna take a little break here, have some lunch, and then get back on the trail. This is a very different area. Most of the trails that we've seen, you have a trail and it's cut between trees or whatever, but this one has these nice meadow areas, which is very different. And we just passed a camping site on our left with that big meadow on the right. I mean, can you imagine waking up there and probably having a whole herd of deer or elk or something right there in that pasture area? That would be something.
Yeah, good. Better deer than bear.
Yeah, I'm sure there's bear here, but it is winter and they hibernate, right? I think so anyway. I don't know, I'm not a bear expert.
Officially, it is not winter yet. So.
It's not winter yet. Yeah, welcome to Colorado. But this is looking to be a very, very cool trail. A very nice winter trail for sure. And very curious about this during the summer and fall season. There isn't much, this probably wouldn't be a good late fall trail. There's really no aspens here for the nice fall colors because we're at, we must be at a higher altitude right now.
I think we hit 10,000 already.
Well, we're at 9,823 feet above sea level, so we've just kind of passed the aspen line. So this is going to be more pine trees and that type of stuff. But look at this tundra that we have here. This is more almost reminiscent of 12,000 feet. The way this very short tundra is out on this plain.
At winter time, it's closed.
Does this?
Yes.
Did you see dates on this one? Or I wonder if it's just based on conditions.
No, it's till late October.
It's past late October.
Yes,
It's
I know.
mid-November.
Yes, I know.
So,
It was written in a book, late October.
so it is entirely possible that this trail does close seasonally. We haven't had much snow here. This is about the worst we've had it this season, and you can see we probably had like 4 or 5 inches through here, so it's still very passable. But I would imagine at this altitude, at almost 10,000 feet, once this thing gets hit with snow, it's going to get hit deep, and it really won't be passable in something with tires, I should say. Maybe a snowmobile or something, but I would definitely imagine that this is going to close once the snow gets deep. Well, we just hit 10,000 feet, and the snow definitely got deeper. We're into about 6-8 inches of snow here, and we just came upon a parking lot. So there's obviously an easier way to get to this parking lot, because this was just a lot of fun. So looking here, we can go right to Eldora or left to Nederland. And
Caribou Road.
yep, now we're gonna swing over to the right here and stay on this Caribou 4-wheel drive route.
It wasn't written Caribou Creek or anything.
No, it was Caribou
was,
4.
Huh?
Caribou
Yeah, it
4-wheel
was the
drive.
same. So they call it Caribou Flats, Caribou Creek.
Now what we did is we went to alltrails.com and looked up Caribou Creek, downloaded the track file as a KML file, and we imported that into Gaia GPS. Now that allows us to follow the trail on our phone, and in the case of my Jeep here with the 8.4-inch U-Connect, I actually see it on my main display. So I got a nice 8.4-inch display showing the route, where we're at. It'll point out different highlights along the way, so that's kind of cool. And this is definitely a lot deeper through here, so we're just going to be a little extra careful. There's some snowboarders up ahead. Maybe we can toss them a line and pull them down the hill. That sounds like fun. Well, you always have to wonder when you run out of tire tracks. And
There is no tire tracks.
yeah, there's no tire tracks in front of us. So I'm beginning to question the taking this particular route. So I think what I'm probably going to do is look for the first safe spot to turn around, and I think we're going to head out of here instead of going super deep, unless it clears up and we can continue on. But this is one of those times where safety and common sense may rule out over adventure, but we'll see. Right now it's not deep, but there's just no tracks, and while I'm usually am not the one to hesitate breaking trail, when there's no tracks in the snow after almost a week of the snow, there's usually a good reason for that.
It's the trail over there. 505, right? Dead end, we're not going.
No, we're not going on the dead end. We've played that game of dead end roulette before, and we lost. So we're not going to do that again.
Like yesterday.
Yeah, just yesterday actually. Now, looking at Gaia Maps, it looks like we only have about 600 feet straight ahead before we get to another marked trail. So if we can get through this area here, we should be in pretty good shape. And if not, we have a winch and we'll get to it.
And we have a good spot to turn around.
Yeah, and this is a good spot to turn around, so if I have to back down to this spot, we will. But I think we're going to try and forge ahead and make it to that marked trail area. Let's give it a try. So I did flip the lockers on to get up through here. This is just one of those times to, if you've got the gear, use it. There's no shame in popping lockers on to make sure that you get through a tricky spot, and I do not want to get hung up in the snow here. So I've got the equipment, so I'm going to use it. Now it does look like someone might have been through here, but
No, it's country ski.
Oh, cross-country skiing,
Yeah.
maybe snowboarders.
No, country ski. There's two tracks of skis.
So we're just going to try and keep our momentum up. But we're crawling through this without any major difficulty. Well, we had a little bit of trouble getting right to the meadow line from the tree line. There was quite a bit of a snow drift there, about 2 feet. So we just had to kind of keep going back and forth over it until we built, until we climbed it or pressed it down enough to work our way out of it. Now we're in kind of a rock garden area here. On the plus side, that means there's plenty of traction. But we're gonna keep plugging away and hopefully don't get turned around, because I am really enjoying this trail. But this little rock garden here, we're gonna have to take it pretty slow because it's pretty rough.
It's climbing up.
Well, it does look like we have hit the end of the line. There is a sign here that says no motor vehicles. So looks like
What are those signs say?
the rest of this is probably a hiking trail, and we're gonna have to turn around and head back out. Well, it would have been nice if before you start making this climb that there was a sign that said no motor vehicles, so we wouldn't have had to get in such a tight area to get turned around. But it was worth it. It was worth it. Beautiful view. And now we're gonna head back through the woods and make it back to that parking lot area, and that should pretty much end this little excursion. But I think I'm gonna recommend this trail, and I think we're definitely gonna come back during another time of the year when I don't, like when there's no snow, maybe. But we made it through it all right. I had a lot of fun. But I kind of want to see that river when it's not all iced over. So we're gonna work our way back through this really rocky terrain, get back to the forest line, and work our way back. Well, and that ends our day at Caribou Creek. When you're finished, you end up at a parking lot, take the second left, and you'll head down Caribou Road out to here, and it ends right there at Peak to Peak Highway, making it very convenient for you to head in whichever direction. You can go towards Nederland or the other way towards Boulder to get out of here and head back home. So what do I think of it? I think it's a great trail. I think it's probably a good 3 or 4, on difficulty level in the snow. It's probably going to be different in the drier conditions, probably only maybe a 3, something like that. So not a difficult trail, absolutely beautiful this time of year. Much more snow though, and it's going to be closed. So if you miss the season, it's going to be done till fall, unfortunately. But yeah, absolutely beautiful, and it's definitely going to be on my list to come visit when there's no snow on the ground and see what it's like then. So thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Kerry with Trail Traveler. Really appreciate all the likes, the shares, the comments, the feedback. It really means a lot to me, and it helps build the channel. So thanks, everybody, and I'll see you on the trail. Bye-bye.